Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing great. This is Lucifer here once again, also known as King the Conqueror, also known as the High Evolutionary. Yes, sir, Bob. We're back again with another video, and I hope that you guys have been receiving the blessings and the messages that are contained within these videos. Now, I do understand my videos are pretty long. They're 1 hour each, so there's a lot of information, or there's a lot of bits and pieces that you might not have caught in these videos if you don't watch it from start to finish. And that's fine, because I don't really waste time. I don't know if you guys notice, I don't really waste time. So like in the first 10, 20, 15 minutes, you're gonna catch something. And tell yourself this: the video is 1 hour, so you might have caught something in the first 10, 15 minutes, but there's a 45 other minutes of shit that you can catch on to. Tell yourself this. Now, mind you. So I did a video yesterday. I was a little bit heated. The video was not directed towards anybody in particular. I shit you not. I just saw this video when I woke up yesterday about 8 o'clock in the freaking morning, and the first thing that popped up in my YouTube timeline was this thing saying stuff about people being in cults and shit like that, and it kind of pissed me off because there are some bad actors. And but it's never those people that get thrown under the bus. It's always the ones that are actually saying shit that are important that gets thrown under the bus. So it's kind of weird. Even if the person was acting or being portrayed as a negative type of cult leader, that person's still saying real shit. I'm talking about Till Swan, shit. I mean, I have to say it, Infinite Waters, Till Swan, Infinite Waters, Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle, so on and so on and so on. So many side gurus, so many of them, So me, I get thrown under the bus a lot, which is probably something I have to work on, because I do notice that it does affect me in some shape or form. It does affect my dialogue and my brain waves. It does affect my brain waves from time to time. So I do come off. I might come off negative. I might come off. Well, negative, or something along those lines. And I am sorry about that. I'm human at the end. I'm half human. I'm half human, half man, half amazing. So, I'm half man, half amazing. So there are gonna be times where I'm kind of like, I'm pissed. There are gonna be times where I'm pissed, or I'm resentful. There are gonna be times where I might sound resentful, because I'm human. I can't be perfect every motherfucking day. That's ridiculous. That's absurd to ask, and it's too much to ask. And yeah. So all that to say, so basically, I did receive a comment yesterday that I did not really understand. I didn't really understand the comment. It was kind of weird, and it came from one of my subscribers, or one of the people I think is subscribed to my channel. This person might not be subscribed to my channel. They might watch my channel, but they're not subscribed. I don't know, or they might be subscribed and or whatnot. So this person feels like the content of my channel is not helping them in their lives. So I severely doubt that that is the case. A severe doubt. It is literally impossible that the content on this channel is not helping you. Literally impossible. And I say that with a great amount of disrespect and a great amount of arrogance, but that's how much I believe in my shit, right? That's how much I believe in my content. I severely doubt that the content of this channel is not helpful. Severely doubt it. So before we continue on, I would just like to remove the negative energy by saying a mantra, because I am going to talk about this particular entity. So let's start. Om Hrim Krim Shamundaye Viche Namah. Om Hrim Krim Shamundaye Viche Namah. Om Hrim Krim Shamundaye Viche Namah. So this mantra removes negative energy from your aura, spirit, sanctum, which is a Kali mantra. If you guys might have seen it on YouTube, it's a Kali mantra, and it works. It removes black magic. It removes magic that's been done to you. If you were a IE victim of some sort of spiritual attack, this mantra helps with removing those spiritual attacks from you. Of course, like I said before, this is just when people seem to not understand, and I think that is the case with the person that left me those messages. You have to understand, these are quips, right? They're bite size, right? This is bite size information. People give bite size information on YouTube, right? So then you could get interested in certain things, and then you follow through with those things. Right now, mind you, I can do rituals. Like, if you do have, like, I don't just give information. I can do rituals too. If you do have something that you want, or you do have some blockages, I can also help with that. But you have to ask me in private. You have to ask me for a private session, right? And I will do rituals to remove those blockages. I have given people promotions. I've given people promotions in their jobs. Made them released negative energies from their lives and things of that manner, right? Nobody asked me for love yet, but love is a little bit harder to do. It takes a little bit more time, right? And it's the reason why I don't do love spells, not only because I don't really believe in love spells. It's not really just that, it's also it's a bit dangerous, and there's another way to actually find love, right? Which is still spiritual and magical and things like that. But in the case of love spell, if I was looking for a person to be with, I would choose, and I have spoken about this in one of my recent videos, in one of my 30 videos that I did. I've given you tricks on how to attract love to you, right? I've given you spiritual practices to attract love to you, to manifest someone that you want, right? And of course, it's easier for men because men are less afraid. I completely understand that, and I know that for a woman, it is hard to live in a world of men because any dude could be the right dude or could be the bad dude, right? So I understand that particular spiritual practice might be a little bit more dangerous for a woman because you might end up with a fucking complete psychopath and shit like that if you are not if you're not aware of certain signs or certain things or have enough discernment, you could end up with a complete psychopath and it could go completely haywire. But for men, we're a little bit less afraid because, well, we're physically stronger, and we're not really afraid for a woman. I mean, and that's kind of BS because a man could get his shit completely wrecked by a woman too, So, it is what it is. So I understand if some women do not adhere to spiritual practice to attract what they want in their lives, because heading out into the world for a woman might be a little bit more dangerous than for a man. So anyways, but these techniques apply to women also. These things that I've talked about when it concerning love applies to women also. Now, with that said, but like I said before I continue on, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. But as I said before, if you do have more severe things going on in your life and you do not know how to practice rituals, or you don't have, or you're not interested, I can do rituals for a person, but you have to ask me. I'm not gonna I can't really do anything for you if you don't ask me to do anything for you, right? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So this person said that this person feels like they have not been helped, and that's weird because I did ask a couple days ago. Well, I didn't really ask, but I was kind of like, I was on the down and outs, I was down and outs, and I feel like my subscribers felt my down and outs, and they proceeded to tell me, like, some of my subscribers proceeded to tell me, yeah, your information helps. There's even one person that said that my information helped them on a multitude of subjects. Not to paraphrase what this person was saying, but that's what this person said. So, and that's not the only reason why I feel like this is not the reason why I have this arrogant, bold statement of, I severely doubt that my content is not helpful. The reason why I feel so bold and arrogant is because I know that spirit is here to help. I know that spirit is here to help, is here to heal you, right? Like, demonology is a good way to heal the body from all of this light that you have consumed, which is an overabundance of light. You have consumed an overabundance of light, and this has put you in a fourth dimensional conundrum, right? Oh, sorry about yesterday. I was so heated, I kind of muffled some of my words. I was trying to say transcendental experience, and I ended up saying I don't know what. So anyways, sorry about that. I'll try to watch out about that. But I do talk fast, and I do try to talk fast and give as much information as I can before I lose my train of thought, which is often. But anyways, so yeah, I know that spirit is here to help. I know that especially for women, Luciferian energy is very feminine. It's very feminine. So for a woman, Lucifer would never hurt a woman, would never damage a woman. God would, because God doesn't give a shit. But Lucifer has a preference for women, obviously. He's a god, he's a stud, right? He's a stud, he's a player. You know what I mean? He's a player, he's a stud, he's romantic, his romance, blah, 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 which I'm not supposed to say, but I'm going to say it anyways, because Lucifer loves the notion that people are afraid of him, right? Lucifer loves the notion that people see him as a monster. It is good for him, right? So he doesn't like it when I expose one of his facets, you know. Um, and I guess it's not out of resentment. It's not. It's not out of resentment. I don't do that out of resentment because I do spells, and sometimes I have to fight witches, not just warlocks. Sometimes I have to fight witches. Sometimes witches, which is female sorcerers, attack me, and I would like to use Lucifer to wreck their whole fucking shit. But he's kind of reluctant about that. But I don't see that as a bad thing, which is another thing that I feel like people don't understand. I don't see him being Valentine, him being Cupid, and Doctor and Inspector Valentine from the noir movies. I don't see that as a bad thing. I actually appreciate it because I love women too. I love women too, and I do protect women. So I don't see that as a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's more attractive to me than anything else. So when I say this, I understand that other men love women too. So that might attract, and especially for Christians, that believe in good things. Because the thing is, a lot of Christians don't understand that God doesn't give a shit about women, right? He couldn't fucking care less. He couldn't fucking care less about women. It's in the fucking Bible. You can obviously, the Bible obviously does not care about women or has zero fucking respect or tolerance for women, right? So, it's shit, even fucking cursed women and make them bleed for 2 fucking weeks. So, I feel like there are other individuals that would like to perceive God as an entity that does respect women, which is not the case. So I'm not trying to convert anybody, but if I could make you feel more comfortable by exposing one of Lucifer's facets towards what he thinks about women, it would make people a little bit more comfortable with him, and you wouldn't just see him as this gigantor, monstrous energy that will fucking, stick a pike up your butt and roast you like a fucking pig, So, and there's that aspect too, but it's not the only aspect that's there. And that particular aspect, the pike roasting monster dragon fucking thingamajig that exists within that realm, has an other story to it. It's another facet, there's another story connected to that. So, and a story, it might even be a story that you'll never even have to face if you do what you're supposed to do, right? So that might be there. If you look over there's a guy roasting on a pike, but I would be like, oh, don't mind. Like if we were having a tour of the infernal realm and you would see that on the corner of your eye, I'd be like, oh, don't worry about that. It ain't nothing. It's just the dude roasting on the pike. Don't worry about it, man. Just look over here. This is more interesting. So, okay, I'm gonna stop clowning around. But like I said, it's not something Lucifer does appreciate. Because the thing is, there's a lot of witches that use Lucifer, right? There's a lot more female witches that use Lucifer than there are men. A lot more. There's a lot of women, and all of them, at least 75% of witches that use Lucifer, they all fucking love Lucifer, man. They all fucking love him, right? So, and there's a thing, right? It's not just that, the animal attraction or the movies. There's a reason for that, because these witches are actual witches, right? They actually do practice magic. So, and they've been practicing magic for a long fucking time. There's some women that, there's some women that were born right out the fucking gate. They immediately went for Satan, right? And they've been with Satan for 35 fucking years, or fucking 20 years, or 10 years, right? Even as a kid, that was the first thing. Like me, I was, I was more, yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna put myself in that fucking box, but it is what it is, and there's a reason for that, because Lucifer protects them, right? So, as I said before, this is the reason why I severely doubt that the things that I say are not helpful. If it's not helpful to you, it's because either you don't practice, either you don't believe it, or you might be afraid of what you might find. Those are the main reasons. And fear can affect, and if you do practice and you have bad experiences, it's because of your own fear, right? If you have your own, because fear may affect your ritual. If you do invoke, if you have tried to invoke someone, but it was in fear, it will affect the invocation. You will not see the purest form of that entity. You're going to be mirrored back the fear that you have, right? And this might cause traumatic experiences, right? You can't. So you have to have a hold on your fear. You have to have a hold on your fear, right? If you don't have a hold on your fear, it can rip through your rituals like there's no fucking tomorrow. It can really damage you. Like, and it can really fucking damage you. It will feel like, you're inside of a fucking Exorcist movie, right? But it's you that's doing that to yourself, right? Fear is fucked up. Fear is very complicated. It's very psychological, and it can affect your ritual. It can affect your life. It can affect your ritual. It can affect a lot of things, and it does affect your life. Like, just regular fucking fear affects your everyday life. So imagine if you do a ritual, what kind of shit you can conjure up if you're in fear, right? If you live in fear, if you have a lot of fear in you, right? So, because just being yourself in no spiritual practice, but you have like doubts and subconscious fear, it's gonna affect how you talk to people. It's going to affect how you talk to people. It's going to affect what kind of things that you're willing and not willing to do. It's going to affect a whole bunch of things, right? It's going to interfere on how you have sex. It's going to affect the way that you talk to people. It's going to affect the kind of jobs that you will go for. Like some people have such a low self-esteem that there's certain jobs that they're never gonna go and try for, right? Because they're gonna be like, oh, I'm not good enough. And they might be good enough for the fucking job, but they're just like, oh, well, there's only those people get those types of jobs, so they'll never even fucking try. And maybe they're right. Maybe it's those jobs are only for those kind of people. But there's some people like me, I would try, right? It's like it took me 3 years before, having enough hair on my balls, right? On my testing. It took me 3 years to have testicular fortitude before applying for a gaming job, right? Like my sister was fucking, oh, why don't you, was playing games, a bunch of stuff. Why don't you fucking try, to go work at Ubisoft and some shit like that? It took me, she was telling me that shit to be for like at least 2-3 years before I actually got the testicular fortitude. Because in my head, I was kind of like, man, it's just those kind of people. I was saying that shit. I was being that guy. I was like, only those kind of people get those jobs. I'm black. They might not hire you because I'm black, blah, blah, blah. Or they might think, the way I act, it might not conform with the way that they act and shit like that. So it took me 3 fucking years to have the testicular fortitude to apply for the job. I didn't get it. I didn't get the job, but at least I went for it. And some people won't go at all. They won't even try nothing. I actually went for it. Or it took me a couple years to get the testicular fortitude to try and become a fucking model. I wanted to model, right? I wanted to become a model. So it took me like a couple years. I didn't even go by myself. I got like two of my friends. I got 2 of my friends to go at a modeling agency with me, man. Because my friend looked good too. He looked kind of good, right? Like, no pause. But, and his girlfriend looked good too. So we was like, man, you know what? Let's fucking try this fucking modeling agency. Who fucking knows? And we got the fucking job too. We just didn't go because we didn't want to put fucking chemicals in our fucking I don't know, man, because, when my friend asked, I didn't give a shit. I didn't even think about asking. But my friend asked, yo, hold up, because he has good hair. Like, he has long hair. Like, I don't have hair. I don't really give a shit. I don't have hair, right? But he has long ass hair, right? So he asked, wait a minute, how long this shit last in your fucking hair? And they were like 2-3 fucking days, and and that went because he has really nice hair, right? So that's kind of important for him to have chemicals the last 4 days in his fucking hair. He was like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. But we got the job, but we just didn't go. It was like, man, fuck that chemical shit, but. But that's just us kidding around and, whatever. But the point is, the point is, I would have still done it. I ain't gonna lie. I would have still done it. And I actually do have a file somewhere in the fucking universe. There's a profile of me somewhere in a talent agency, but you gotta pay every month and shit. And it's like the talent agency that I chose was kind of expensive. It was kind of expensive. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to pay that much every month. And I wasn't, I was a little bit younger and I didn't have that kind of money. So, like there's the point of the moral of the story is, it's some people will try to do things even if they don't believe that they'll get it. They'll still try it, right? They're still gonna try because you never fucking know. Like, I didn't know I was gonna get chosen by I thought the talent agency was gonna fucking ridicule us. You know what I mean? We ended up ridiculing the talent agency, the modeling agency instead of the modeling agency, because that's what we thought. All 4 of us, it was my sister too. All four of us thought that we were gonna get ridiculed for even showing up there, right? And because we was dressed up like street kids, we was dressed up as we went there with fucking testicular fortitude in our pockets, but we didn't dress up for the moment and nothing like that. We just showed up there, and we just wanted to see, right? And man, they were kind of interested. They were fucking interested, bro. All we had to do was call back, which we all 4 of us didn't. So, and we, like, the way I remember going over there, and we all had that. There was an ambiance of, man, we're gonna go over there and they're gonna fucking laugh at us and shit. You know what I mean? They're gonna fucking. That was not the case. That did not happen at all. Especially when you watch all them fucking movies with all the fucking snobs and shit like that. You think, like, they're gonna look at you and be like, ew, like you're dressed up like you came off the street and shit and blah blah blah. And we wasn't gonna change the way we were just to fucking go over there, man. We were comfortable being like that. And if they don't fucking like it, well, that's their fucking problem. You know, like that was our attitude about the situation, so there was some fear. There was a lot of fear. There was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of fear, but we went for it anyway. We went for it anyway, and it ended up actually being more positive than negative. It was actually more positive than negative. So, all that to say, fear in everyday life, forget about rituals, forget about demonology, forget about God, blah, 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 blah. Just regular ass fucking fear will affect your everyday life. Just regular ass fear, just everyday regular. And that fear is amplified by 1,000 when you do practice rituals, when you do actually get involved in spirituality, right? Especially not even, and forget about magic, because magic is something else, but spirituality, that's even worse. Like if you don't practice magic and you're fearful and you believe in spirit, that's even worse. That's a 10,000 times worse. 10,000 times worse, because at least if you practice magic, you know who's doing what. You know what is what, right? Even if the fear is affecting you, at least you know, okay, that fear comes from this place, and it's not this guy doing it, it's that guy doing it. Like that's what magic helps you with. It realigns, it rearranges, it compartmentalizes certain things, right? Certain fears that you have. It makes you understand yourself better and other entities better also, right? And when you are in a spiritual realm, in the spiritual world, when you put yourself, when you consider yourself, or when your third eye is open and you are capable of perceiving everything that's around you, but you have no discipline. And when I mean discipline, I don't mean doing push-ups every day. I don't mean eating right or, cleaning your room every fucking night. No, I mean discipline as an art, a martial art, right? When you don't have those contexts, when you don't have that context and you walk around just being this spiritual entity and you don't know what you're seeing, you cannot put words behind what you're seeing. You cannot put an explanation behind what you're seeing. The fear that you have regularly is going to tear you apart, because that fear becomes manifested. Because you don't know, if you don't practice magic, you don't know that you're manifesting things, right? And you might be aware that, okay, there's the rule of manifestation, because everybody talks about manifestation, because there's videos about manifestations, and there's like people talking about manifestation. Okay, but what you don't understand is that manifestation can stems from anywhere, right? You can manifest good things and you can manifest bad things, right? And you can manifest those things on purpose. It's like I'm gonna throw black people under the bus here. I'm gonna throw black people under the bus, but please forgive me. But let's do it, right? It's like hip hop music. Hip hop music manifests bad things, whether you like it or not. Like I like hip hop, right? I love hip hop, bro, but it's bad. Like it's bad, bro. Like it's just bad, bro. It is. If you listen, like I like, and the worst part is, I mean, there's different level of bad, but I like gangster shit, right? I like gangster music, right? I like crack music. I like trap music. I like gangster music, right? So that's the shit I listen to when I listen to fucking hip hop. But I am not surprised of, after listening to fucking 1 hour or 2 hours, even one track, right? Even one track, the wrong track can manifest shit in my life, can manifest like a nigga moment, right? And it comes out of nowhere. It's not like the person that heard me listening to hip hop music. No, like I could be like 3 fucking miles away. Like I could take the bus. and go downtown or some shit like that, or not even downtown, because downtown is that's basically what the fuck downtown is for, is just fuck shit, right? But like, let's say I just go somewhere, I'm taking the bus, I go somewhere, I finish just listening to some gangster music and shit like that. I end up with a nigga moment. This nigga just walks on my fucking Nikes. I don't really have Nikes. He walks on my fucking shoes, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, and it does that. It's because of hip hop. It manifests shit. It manifests gangster shit. Like, if you like, bro, it's like, it does, bro. It just does. And I hate to fucking say it, but it does. And that's the reason why I listen to that kind of music I keep it at a bare minimum. I keep it at that. I listen to music to a bare minimum, bro. Except for like fucking heavy metal and shit, and fucking, heavy metal doesn't do that to me. Fucking, and dance music doesn't do that to me, right? Dance music doesn't do that to me. And even then, it could still, there's things, there's negativity everywhere, there's good and bad in everything, right? So, in dance music, if I have to throw somebody else under the bus, because I just threw black people under the bus, I'm gonna throw somebody else with them, so they don't feel alone under that bus. But if I listen to dance music, right, drugs is involved, right? There's a lot of drugs involved with dance music. So there's gonna be an aura of drugs involved in there. I'm gonna have hallucinations of drug use, when I listen to, which is, bearable, but I do events. So the fear that comes out of dance music, in my head, the kind of events that I would do, there wouldn't be that kind of like blurred out drug use. But if I start listening to the dance music, I start seeing things, right? Because I watch videos and I started seeing glimpses of what might happen, of what that energy contains, right? And if you know what I'm talking, if right? Raves and shit like that, or raves, and sometimes people in raves can get pretty fucking crazy, So there's that aspect, there's that negative aspect too, right? So there's positive and negative in everything, right? So it really depends. Where was I going with this? Because I was going to talk about Cali here. I was going to talk about Cali, but I'm not really excited to talk about Cali, because what I was going to say was something that she might not want me to say, because Cali is a little bit like Lucifer. There's a very Luciferian aspect to Cali. She's a demon, right? So as I said, she's a destroyer, right? But the thing is, like, gods don't like it when people serve things on a silver platter, right? They'll curse my ass too. They're gonna like, if I say some shit in one of my, there's a lot of times I say shit on my YouTube videos. Even again, like let's say I act a little bit narcissistic on my video. I get my shit kicked in by spirit, right? Like, I get my shit kicked in by spirit. But spirit is like, man, you no, like they're like, you're a fuck boy, like they will kick my shit in for acting that way, and then I'm like, okay, that was a mistake. I'm not gonna do it again. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. So, and secrets is the same thing. When you're saying there's particular certain secrets where they're gonna let me know that they didn't like me saying that shit, right? But I am, and I'm taking the risk, and I'm taking the L, because I feel like there's not enough spirituality in the world, and there's obviously not enough spirituality. And it's not just that there's not enough spirituality, there's not enough interest in where the spirituality comes from and how to actually practice the spirituality. And I feel like it's a lack of knowledge. I feel like it's a lack, an overabundance of wanting to stay ignorant instead of finding out things. And it stems from, I feel like it stems from fear also, because even the Hindus don't trust Kali. Hindus are the first people to throw Kali under the bus. Like, just fucking chuck, not even throw, chuck Kali under the bus, like as hard as they possibly can. They're very afraid of Kali. Hindus are very afraid of Kali. They hold Kali in a very negative mindset. They blame Kali for the apocalypse. If there's an apocalypse, Kali did it. If bad things happen in your life, it's because of Kali. If you have bad sexual experiences, it's Kali that did. Kali is basically the fucking black sheep of Hindu religion, right? Which is bullshit. It doesn't even make sense, because Kali is married to God in the Hindu religion, so that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. Like, it just doesn't. But for some reason, it's the image, is the icon image of her that puts people in fear, right? They don't understand what the image means. And even if somebody explains to them what it means, they still see it as something negative, right? Dark power is ugly. Power is disgusting. She's supposed to look like that. It's because that's a portrayal of how much power she has. Real power is not modest, right? In looks, in aesthetic, right? In aesthetic, real power is not modest. Like that, it's not what it looks like, right? Like, the real power doesn't look like a white shirt wearing person, blah blah blah. No, like, real power is gross. It's disgusting. It's grotesque. It's an overabundance of energy, right? So it explodes, it exhumes, it oozes, right? So what I was gonna say, I was gonna finish what I was saying earlier, but I forgot what I was gonna say. So anyway, fear can affect you in a multitude of ways, and like I said before, in spirituality, fear, that's what I was going to say. Fear in spirituality, you're manifesting the event, and it comes from you. You're the one manifesting those bad things. You're the one manifesting those events, right? So it's easy to fucking do that. It's easy to fucking do that. It's easy to fall in that area, especially if you don't know anything else. Like, you're wise enough to see spirit and to hear spirit or to perceive spirit, but you don't know what spirit you're perceiving. You don't know if the spirit you're perceiving is good or bad. It's like I said, like, beholder. A beholder, I love beholders, right? Like the D&D Dungeon and Dragon beholder, I love beholders. But you have to understand, beholders are a kind of creatures that imitate God. They imitate God, and they have so much power that you won't know if what you're looking at is a beholder. You are going to think that it's God. Like, because you don't know better. You don't know better. So you're going to think that's God. You're going to think, oh man, I'm just going to say whatever this thing is, because that's God. No, that's a beholder. You just think it's God, and you have no idea. Right. So you're not going to doubt what you're hearing. You're not going to, how do you say? I forgot how to say it. Shit. You're not going to ask questions. You're not going to interrogate and ask questions on if what you're seeing is actually what you're seeing. You're just going to straight up believe it, right? So anybody can come to you. If you're a spiritual person, anybody can come to you and say, oh, yo, that's the devil. And when something bad happens, anybody can walk up to you and say, oh man, that's the devil. And if then something good happened, anybody can walk up to you and tell you that's God, right? But at the end of the day, none of that shit is what it is. And it could be, but you don't know if that's what it is, because all you know is fear. And you don't know anything else but that, right? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean, like, all you know is happiness. So you don't know what you're seeing. All you know is fear. So you don't know what you're seeing. You're not aware. You don't know. You don't know because you don't read, no pun intended, no offense meant, but you haven't studied what you know. You haven't studied what you perceive. And it's important to study what you perceive if you start to perceive it, right? Because the information is out there somewhere, right? It might not be complete. It might not be accurate even, but it's a start. At least you know that you're not fucking crazy. Yeah, and even if you don't doubt that you're not crazy, it kind of helps with reinforcing what you know, right? And that's also in the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction does actually promote this kind of experience, right? Where if you start to perceive the thing that you're manifesting, it's good. The universe will give you more experiences of that manner in order for you to believe in it. Not the universe, but your manifestation. So it would be weird. So it's like, that's why I believe like the laws of attraction and manifestation is actually magic, because at the end of the day, the universe is teaching you how to manifest. It's not just you ask and then you receive, which in some cases that might happen. Sometimes you can't ask and you receive, but in other cases, like, the universe is going to make you believe that that can happen in order for it to happen, right? So you're still studying, but it's more complicated. It's more complex. And you have to be open-minded enough to receive that kind of energy, right? So the thing about Kali, let's finish the video right here, because she's not going to like what I'm going to say any fucking ways. But I feel like I have to say it because of the last comment that I received, which I'm not heated about it. It's a weird message, and it's a weird message, but whatever, it gives me inspiration for an idea, and the person might have a point, because there's a lot of things that I don't say on purpose, because I have a business. So I do want people to be interested in what I say, and I do want people to talk to me and ask for more, and there are some things that I will talk to you in private and not online, obviously, especially if it has something to do with your personal problems or your personal life and shit like that. So yeah, so Kali, she is a destroyer, but what is it that she destroys, right? Like, some people believe that, she destroys the planet, she destroys people. No, she's the destroyer of certain things in your life. She is the destroyer of certain things, of negative energies in your life, because Kali actually is a spirit that brings, and here it is, drum roll please, this is where I get cursed, this is where my shit get kicked in. This is the part that nobody's gonna like, this is the part that nobody will like positively, and this is the part that nobody will like negatively, because some people, what I'm gonna say, a lot of people are not gonna agree, right? and they're gonna put a thumbs down. They're gonna be pissed off. They're gonna throw tomatoes at the screen and all kinds of fucking. They're gonna throw rocks. They're gonna lapidate me. They're gonna fucking crucify me. They're gonna fucking burn me alive for being a witch. They're gonna hate. They're gonna hate this part, right? And positively, they're not gonna like it because, let them figure it out by themselves. But the thing is, I feel like the gods might have a little bit too much, how do you say, they might overestimate people's levels of understanding. I don't think everybody's capable of understanding things by themselves. I severely doubt it, severely, As a matter of fact, that is a very rare trait. Some people don't need to be told something. They'll figure it out. They can figure it out, but that's a rare trait. It's a rare type of intelligence. It's not everybody that's like that. So, I feel like gods might, overlook a little bit too much people's levels of understanding, especially nowadays, and especially with these Illuminati vibrations, that brainwashing vibrations that's been thrown around like there's no fucking tomorrow. You have to have contrast. I need to build contrast, and I hope the gods understand that I'm trying to build contrast between the vibratory brainwashing that these shadow governments are throwing at people, and I hate the fact that there's not more people trying to throw contrast to their mental vibrationatory brainwashing segments, that they do on a consistent basis, because we don't do videos every fucking day, but those guys every fucking day are finding ways to brainwash us. So, anyways, so I'm ready to get my shit kicked in. Let's do it. So Kali is a spirit of is a spirit of happiness. I know it's not a big deal. There's a bunch of people that say it, but Kali is actually a spirit of happiness, So if you're not happy and you believe the words that I say and you understand the words that I say, then it's because you don't practice. It's because you don't do any mantras, because she brings happiness. That's what she does. She destroys your enemies. That's what she does. Sometimes I'm really pissed off and I feel like cursing somebody and shit. I'm like, I'm gonna curse this mother, and because Kali can curse people, Kali can destroy a person, right? But Kali is wise. Kali is all knowing, right? So it depends on the situation. If you call Kali while you're being attacked by a person, or you feel like a person is attacking you, that person might get their shit kicked in by Kali. But other times, like I say, when I feel like that, I feel like somebody's cursing me and I'm pissed off and I'm like, I'm gonna call Kali. She's gonna kick your ass. But nothing happens to anyone. But I'm fucking happy. I feel good. I feel fucking good. That's because the problem was stemming from maybe there was some form of spiritual attack, but the attack itself was the issue. It wasn't necessarily the problem, right? So, like I say, she's wise and she's all-knowing. So she knows where the problem comes from. She's a problem solver. She fixes problems, right? So if the person was the problem, that person would have got their shit kicked in. But in some cases, it's not the person. So sometimes you know who it is. Sometimes you know who it is, and you want her to attack the fucking person, right? But she didn't attack the person. No, she's gonna destroy the spirit that's after you. She's gonna destroy the thing that's after you. She's gonna remove the thing that's around you, and you're gonna feel good. You're gonna have a great day. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna be happy. And you know that your invocation to Kali worked if you feel happy. That's how you're gonna feel. You're not gonna turn your head 360 degrees. You're not gonna fucking, no, she brings happiness. If you want to feel happiness, she's gonna bring you happiness. And yes, you can walk on fire and shit like that, but those are different mantras. Those are different mantras. There's mantras to have more power. There's mantras to speak to her. There's mantras to remove negative energy, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So, but in essence, when you do invoke Kali's presence, you know that she's here because you feel happy. That's how you know that Kali's there. You don't know Kali's there because let's say I invoke Lucifer, right? No, that's a bad example. Pardon my language, because Lucifer is a little bit the same. But Lucifer, when you're possessed by Lucifer, you feel cool, calm, and collected, right? He's the cool guy. He's the cigarette smoking jazz man, right? He's the cool guy, right? So you feel cool. You feel blasé. You feel like nothing bothers you. That's how you know that Lucifer is possessing you. You feel like, somebody can tell you to go fuck yourself, pardon my language, and you wouldn't give two fucking flying shits. Like you couldn't rub two pennies together to care what the person told you, right? So when I'm possessed by Asmodeus, right? When I'm possessed by Asmodeus, I'm wrathful, right? I'm wrathful, but it's a weird kind of wrathful because people aren't afraid of me when I'm being wrathful. They understand what I'm saying. Like they actually can. It's like they understand what I'm saying way more than when I'm talking normally. So that's a weird thing. That's very bizarre. That's very weird. So, but I'm wrathful. Like I'll scream. I'll scream. I'll have, so. But Kali, which you would expect to have one of those two things happen when you're possessed by her, when she's inside of you, when she's in your presence, you would expect that to happen, one either wrathful or like, I don't fucking care, like, no, you're happy. You're happy, you're doing, you're joking, you'll share things, you'll be happy, right? So, now Kali is going to be pissed off at me. I think maybe not. It depends, because they have they have a reputation. They have a reputation to hold, they have a reputation to hold, you know what I mean? So you can't just, it's all fucking Care Bears and cotton candy and like it doesn't make sense, I mean, especially when you're looking at the picture, there's a tongue out and fucking heads all around, fucking scimitars and shit like that. That's what you expect. That's what scares people, and they're fine with that scaring people, and that's good, and it's good that it does scare people, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have a certain respect for the entity. If you're scared of something, you're gonna have a little bit of respect for the thing, right? As if, especially for humans don't respect things they're not afraid of, right? When they're not afraid of something, they don't respect it, right? And the humans respect things that they are afraid of, so for these entities, and they're not stupid, they know who you are, and they know how callous, selfish, and self-righteous you can be. So you're not, of course, they like that image, because they understand that you're going to respect them. They understand that you're not going to fuck with them. You're not going to try and disrespect them if you're in fear of them, right? But at the same time, that's the weird part, and that's the weird part, because if you practice magic, if you try to invoke or evoke, however you want to call it, you can't be in fear of the spirit at the same fucking time. So you have to practice having respect, period, without the notions, without the notion of oh, I don't have to fear you. You're not gonna fucking, you know, like you have to, and that's not true because they will fuck you up if you're disrespectful. But you know, but you're practicing magic, so now there's no place for doubt or fear, right? Because now you're invoking spirits, you're invoking powerful entities, you're changing energies around you, you're invoking or asking things to happen, right? So you can't be in fear, you can't be in doubt, right? It's not the time, right? So yeah, man, that's the big deal that I wanted to say, you know, which I'll probably repeat at some other time and point, you know, at a critical time and point, you know. I will try not to, you know, and I hope this sticks with you because it's not the first time that I say it, right? Which is the reason why I know, you know, that's the reason why I know, like, you know. So, but yeah, man, it's she brings a spirit of happiness, and she brings a spirit of happiness, and she destroys your enemies. That's why she's a destroyer. That's why she looks the way she looks like. You know, she'll destroy things. You know, and I know that a lot of people have a negative mindset about that, but remember, in the Deva culture, tradition, practice, whatever, she's the wife of God. You know, she's the wife of God, right? The same God of for the Hindus, the same God of the Bible. It's like the God of the Bible, that would be the God of the Bible's wife, right? So if the God of the Bible had a wife, not Shiva, Kali would be his wife, you know. So this whole fucking, you know, negative aspect thing that people have, it's based off of this, just the image. It's just based off the image. It's just based off of the picture, the depiction of Kali. That's all it is. Because if these people had let Kali into their lives, if they had did the meditation and mantras, they would have a very different way of thinking about her. You know, they would have a very different point of view, you know, about her, you know. So that's it. I keep forgetting my words, man. What the fuck? So anyway, you know, like, anyways, man, sorry about that, guys. You know, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna see you guys later. Have a good one, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.